Coming up on Sports Path, the Polars take on the Titans in the 4-4A boys basketball quarterfinals.
And the Bears take on the Stillwater Ponies in the Section 4 AA semifinals. All this right here with more on Sports Path.
Welcome to the show, everybody. After 2 long months without Sports Path, we are back. There has been, some changeover here at SEC, so we apologize that we haven't been keeping you up to date on all the latest Fab 4 action. And you may notice to my right is not my usual co-host, Sam Erickson. It's Alex Westad. How you doing, Alex?
Well, I'm happy to be here, John. Again, thank you for including me in part of the broadcast, and I certainly look forward to getting to work with everybody here in the studio as time goes on.
Yeah, you've actually been at SEC for a couple of years now. Do you want to this is your first Sports Path, do you want to give us a little background of what you do and what you're all about?
Well, again, I started with SEC back in 2016, I believe it was. It was an ultimate Frisbee game that I got my start, and I started carrying on ever since then. As many of you know, I'm very involved in the White Bear Lake side of things as a teacher in that district, teaching AP Human Geography. I know, very complicated, but I've also been working with the White Bear hockey programs and the lacrosse programs as well for quite some time. So it'll be nice to get in here and give you some of the best coverage that we can about these schools and about the events that go on within them.
Yeah, it's really nice to have you here, Alex. But the start of our show, the style hasn't changed. So what that means. It's time for the social media montage. Now our first tweet comes from Star Tribune High School sports reporter David LeVake. He broke the news of high school boys hockey coaches of the year. 3 coaches down on the list. If you look on the screen, you'll find Matabidi head coach Jeff Poschel. He won the Class 1A Coach of the Year. So congratulations, Jeff, on a fantastic year. We'll know you keep it up at that terrific hockey program.
Our next tweet comes from the North Activities Twitter account, where senior Brittany Weber committed to playing hockey in St. Catherine's University over in St. Paul. Congratulations, Brittany, to your hard work that you've brought to the North Tartan hockey program and continued success with the Wildcats next season. Yeah,
doing big things. Congratulations, young woman. And the next tweet we have for you is another great one. This one's coming from the Matamidi Pride account. The account tweeted out a picture of the boys basketball team celebrating their section championship win. So spoiler later on in the show. Great season, boys. We'll have more on how their season ended coming up in a little bit. But that will do it for the social media montage, as we have a lot more to get to you all. Now Alex will actually get the highlights rolling with some fantastic hockey that was played by our Fab 4 teams.
The White Bear Lake Bears boys hockey team entered the season as one of the top teams in the state of Minnesota. That record held throughout much of the regular season as they faced off against top competition. This includes the longtime rival Edina Hornets. This first goal of this hockey game scored by Kevin Delaney on a nice feed from Ian Malmquist. You see it beats Evan Foss there, and a very excellent goal scored by a very talented team. Just a few moments later, again, Delaney gets another nice pass across as it's Malmquist who scores on this one, giving the Hornets the 2-0 lead. As we move now to the middle stages of the second period, as a nice feed there again, you see the goal there, beautiful pass, a nice shot in front. On the power play now, the Hornets score a beautiful tic-tac goal, a great play across there, and it's a 3-goal lead as Malmquist gets on the scoreboard again for the Hornets. The Bears, though, late in the second would not be denied. Meister, nice cross-ice pass, senior Spencer Millard puts it high, and he scores the goal for White Bear Lake to put this one back within 2. However, the Edina Hornets look at this chance here by Spencer Miller, and they say, you know what, we've had enough of this. We're going to respond here quickly and in quick fashion, as only 20 seconds later, a turnover cuts the lead there once again from 2, and it makes it into 3. As the Hornets are able to score right in front, the Bears would go on to fall that night by a final of 6-1, as the Hornets would win the Class 2A state tournament in dramatic fashion. And the Bears, unfortunately, would lose in the quarterfinal round to the Blaine Bengals. Conceding early goals would show itself again as the Matamidi girls hockey team faced off against St. Paul United. You see there the celebration as Jenna Hoops, scored the first goal, going 5-hole on Lauren Ham to give the United a 1-0 lead. Just a few moments later, though, is Kylie Krozik picking the puck up the half wall as she dekes around the defense, able to get it through the 5-hole just as St. Paul United scored their goal. Mahtomedi able to do it again as Kylie Krozik did a nice play there. You see great awareness of that angle to tuck it in that post and tie the game up at 1. It would stay quite that way for quite some time, though, as St. Paul United would carry the puck there on a nice shot going high glove side. No chance for the Mahtomedi netminder, and that gives St. Paul United the 2-1 lead on a beautiful wrist shot that most goaltenders would have no shot at getting. St. Paul United would strike again, though, as the game would almost be over at that point on the power play. Again, a nice wrister through traffic. It went up very high, and it was able to be gotten there and in the back of the net, as that would be the final. St. Paul United winning by a score of 3-1, ending the Mahtomedi Zephyrs girls hockey season. Now, taking a look at the Metro East girls hockey standings, we can see that Mahtomedi finished in second place with a record of 6-4-1 in conference play, 11-12-2 overall. A nice season by the ladies out there on the other side of White Bear Lake. Meanwhile, in the Suburban East Conference, White Bear Lake girls hockey finished 5th with a conference record of 7-7-2, and that record did not really stop them from being a force when it came to conference championship time. As they played in the semifinal round against the Stillwater Ponies, they scored quickly. It was a good awareness goal as McKeely Larson finished off a rebound to give White Bear Lake the 1-0 lead over the Stillwater Ponies early in that one. Meanwhile, second goal of the game, just 5 minutes left in the first period. Lauren McLean cashes in, getting past everyone and saucing a nice shot over the shoulder of that Pony netminder to extend the lead to 2. Until late in the third period, Olivia Reef takes this loose puck off the half wall. She'll send it down to the ice into the empty net to seal it as the Bears would go on to win 3-0. Calla Frank sealing one of her 3 shutouts in section play as the Bears would advance to the state tournament with a 50-save shutout performance over Hill Murray in the section final.
It's a nice win for White Bear Lake there, but now it is time to get a look at girls basketball. On February 19th, the Tartan Titan girls took on Simley at Tartan High School. We got those highlights for you right here. Beck Danzo gets the steal on the 2-pointer. Next highlight comes from good ball movement. Would set up Roberts for an easy 2-pointer. She gets the lead up to 7 points with 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Now a missed 3-pointer here by the 3-point shooter Moster, but Ekareka is there with the offensive board and the bucket to extend the lead to 11 with 1.5 minutes left to go in the half. Into the second half we go now. Scores a little closer. Ball movement by Simley eventually finds Geller, and she'll find the bottom of the net with the sweet stroke right there. 49-46, Tartan only up by 3. Now former Tartan star Yazari Chevrolet displays her court vision with a terrific pass to Danzo. Danzo gets the bucket and the foul, cut the lead. But now we have Simley taking the lead, and Tartan would have to go on a little bit of a run here. But unfortunately, it was just a little too late despite Takara Mason's great efforts as she makes a lot of threes in that second half. But that's the Titans would go on to lose that one. But now we'll get into the Metro East standings to show you where they sat for the year. As you can see, the Metro East, this is boys basketball. Mahtomedi 15-1, Tartan 15-1, 21-5 overall. Folks, as you know, 2 teams tie at the top of the conference. There is no tiebreaker. So those 2 teams tied, congratulations. But, you know, Tartan and North St. Paul from that conference will be seeing each other again as North St. Paul had another great year under head coach Damian Johnson. Now we have the North St. Paul girls highlights versus Mahtomedi. And Mahtomedi would run with this one early. A fast break gives Mahtomedi a layup to start the game. Now 11-0 now. Julia Salmon nails the 3 from the far side. 14-0 lead early in the first. Now a nice feed from the corner. Gets Hoffman down low. She makes the inside bucket. And it's a 35-point lead in the first half for Mahtomedi. Now a nice inbounds pass from North to Pifferl. She nails the near side shot. And, you know, a little around the world action here eventually from Mahtomedi. You know, just a little pass here, a little pass there, a little pass. Pass down low and a kick out to the top, and eventually a three will be made by Horonski, putting them up 54-18 in the second half. But no need for any more highlights after we see that one once again. Just fantastic ball movement from this ball club. It was just as nice the second time, and Horonski nails that one. And Mahtomedi would go on to give North St. Paul a butt whooping.
Well, the boys' hockey season coming to a close. Here's a look at how things played out. Well, first we'll have some highlights here. Mahtomedi South St. Paul in the section semifinals. Again, Mahtomedi gets on the scoreboard first. Joe Paradise gets the first shot off, but then Tony Newbeck follows it up, gets a loose puck on the power play, and the Zephyrs strike first. Also on the power play, South St. Paul, Jackson Lures fires a shot high over the glove to even this game at 1 goal apiece. Power play chance would strike again as the Zephyrs would get on the scoreboard, making it 2-1 as Joe Paradise gets the goal coming down from the point on the line change, and he gets the Zephyrs the 2-1 lead. Later on in the second period, a pass from behind the goal line there starts a chance for Mahtomedi. But Tommy Paradise picks it up. He extends the Mahtomedi lead to 2. The South St. Paul goalie thought that he had it, but Paradise does a nice job of moving right towards the crease, freeing the puck and knocking it in for the goal. Late stages now in the second period, Mahtomedi would score again off the rush. J.D. Metz cashes in the insurance goal, giving Mahtomedi now the 3-goal lead as they led the score by a 4-1. On the power play again, nice centering pass across. Dylan Lallier gets the shot high over the glove and gives Mahtomedi another goal. A 5-1 lead at that point. Another chance here. Lallier frees a loose puck. It can be picked up here by Wyatt Begley, who adds his name to the score sheet that night. Again, you see the goalie just overextending himself too much as Begley picks that puck up, throws it into the corner, and that would be the final as Mahtomedi would go on to win that section semifinal before they would play Totino Grace in the section final, dominating them and returning to state for the 3rd consecutive year. Meanwhile, on the Suburban East side of things, the White Bear Lake boys hockey team won the Suburban East Conference, and they would face off against Hill Murray in the section final. Blake Meister gets the first puck. He fires it past Remington Keppel early in this one to give White Bear Lake the lead. They would not be done in the first period, though. New Powers pass to sophomore Leighton Road finds the back of the net. Some great puck movement down and low. A dangerous chance in the slot. And the sophomore, with a bright future ahead of him, was able to put his name in the rivaled history of the Hill Murray Pioneers and the White Bear Lake Bears. Pioneers would not be denied, though. Mike Fleischhacker, a shot from the blue line, where it hits traffic out in front, finds its way back into the net, and the Pioneer deficit cut to 1. However, only a few moments later, a 2-on-1 rush shorthanded. Blake Meister, nice pass up ahead to the birthday boy. Chase Bill goes 5-hole on Remington Keppel, giving the White Bear Lake Bears the 3-1 lead as the Bears celebrate in front of the Hill Murray Pioneer bench. But the Pioneers are never done in March before the clock hits zeros. Shot there, seemingly harmless, finds its way into the back of the net on the initial look. I thought that this was going to be waved off, but the Pioneers strike there to make it a 3-2 game, as again you get another look. Nice puck movement right to the near circle. They free it though, and they're able to put past Evan Foss. That would not matter though, as the Bears would go on to hold to the 3-2 lead and advance to the state tournament for the first time since 2011.
Yeah, well, congratulations to them. You know, I feel like we got to give you a little bit of a breather now. Have some water or something. It's me that needs the water. I got the red face. But let's get at some girls basketball standing, taking a look at the Suburban East standings. Well, instead of the standings, we have the highlights here for you. Delaney Wagner gets Stillwater going with the early 3. And moving on way later, the first, White Bear Lake up by 4. Eckerly, she would hit the 3 to put White Bear Lake up by 7 with 3 minutes left to go in the first. Now, eventually here, we'll go to the second half. The second half was not too great for the White Bear Lake Bears, where Stillwater's up by 5 now. Sarah Scalia, she'll eventually draw up deep from the corner to give Stillwater an 8-point lead. Now a nice drive and a pass from point guard Pratt finds Benning of Stillwater, and she gets the bucket. Lead now up to 7, 10 minutes left to go. And now it's the Pratt passing show once again. She drives and she finds an open Scalia in the corner, makes the bucket. 58-47 Ponies, and the Ponies would end up pulling away from it from there. There we go again. The highlights just as nice. Nice shot by Scalia. And you know what? Congratulations to the Ponies for winning that girls section championship. Well, let's look at the girls' Metro standings. As you can see right here, Tartan and Mahtomedi finishing in the middle of the pack. And then if you look all the way at the bottom, that's where you'll find North St. Paul for the second straight year. They are winless at 0-12, 3-19 overall. But I got a feeling a lot of those teams will bounce back next year, as well as Tartan was missing Rosaria Chevrolet, as we talked about earlier, who played for Simley. Now we'll head to the boys basketball Metro East standings. A quick look at how those years ended up. Mahtomedi, Tartan, and North St. Paul, as we talked about earlier, the Mahtomedi and Tartan tied up at the top. And I think we're going to get the North St. Paul and Tartan highlights in the first round of section play, and what's really turning out to be a great rivalry between the Titans and North. Tartan gets it going as Dorian Singer hits the bucket. And then later on in the period, another bucket from Tartan here puts him up by 22. Dorian Singer hits this one. Dwan Carter misses the layup, but there's quarterback Ben Teaglin there for the rebound and the two. And now Tartan's up by 18. Nice dish here. Nice pass from Kimmins, and eventually Kearns nails the three-pointer to put Tartan up by 21. 15-point lead now. What could have been a foul. Nice ball control there, and Tartan cuts North St. Paul cuts the lead to 13. Now Kimmins, the D1 recruit, finally gets on the board with his 2-point bucket to give Tartan a 17-point lead. Down to 14 now. Nice outlet pass to the Tartan player. Gets them back up by 16 with a minute and a half left to go. Now Kimmins gets the layup with 41 seconds left to play. And this one's almost over. And Tartan would actually win this game. And that would be their win. They would go on to play Cretin-Derham Hall, where they would take the loss. And then we have another highlights for you. We have Mahtomedi versus Totino Grace. Ben Melzer gets the three-pointer here. And then once again, they get another three-pointer for a 13-10 lead. And now passing the ball around, eventually finds the hands of Murphy. Murphy misses the layup. He gets his rebound, and he eventually makes the shot. And then on the next possession, Krieger for Totino Grace makes a nice little move, and he nails a jump shot to tie it back up. And now eventually here, we'll see a great inside move by Melzer. Gives Mahtomedi the 11-point lead on that 2-point bucket. A minute 30 left to go in the half. Now in the second half, Totino Grace went on a run to cut the Mahtomedi lead to 2, and Zach Centers would miss this three to eventually get the board, but Centers wouldn't miss again. This time, he would absolutely drain that one. Mahtomedi up by 5 with 12 minutes to go. Now with 7 minutes left, Totino has the game tied up, and Krieger hits the bucket down low. This would put Totino Grace up by 2 with 7:30 left to go. Mahtomedi would need to call a timeout. Now Mahtomedi has a 2-point lead with just under 2 minutes to go, and Hadley finds Centers on the near side corner. He makes the beautiful three. That puts Mahtomedi up by 5 with under 2 to go. And once again, we got a double highlight here for you. And Centers nails that three just as good the second time. Mahtomedi would go on to pull that one away, and that's their section championship win, but they would lose in the first round of that state tournament. They lost in the state tournament to Princeton, unfortunately, by 5 points, 63 to 68, Alex.
Well, certainly an impressive showing and an impressive season for Mahtomedi there. And again, we certainly look forward to seeing the Zephyrs again as they'll play next year. But right now, we're going to send you to break. We'll be right back for your home for Sports Path, SEC Sports.
Extra DWI enforcement is now being served on Minnesota roads. Don't be what you drink.
Oh, what's this?
You're going to need me. You're going to need all of us. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Heroes come from small towns.
Our heroes from across the upper Midwest are coming home from wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Only now, some have a new battle to fight: unemployment. Hello, I'm Rocky Lynn, co-founder of Tribute to the Troops.
I'm Sergeant Dejan Farrell.
And I'm Captain Ron Jarvie. A survey of our troops serving overseas found 25% say employment is a major concern for them as they come home.
Right now, the unemployment rate for today's veteran is 12%. That's twice the average of others living here in the heartland.
These service members learn quickly. They've experience with advanced technology and demonstrate teamwork, discipline, and leadership under difficult circumstances.
This year, Tribute to the Troops, the Armed Forces, and the Upper Midwest Emmy Chapter are asking you to hire our today's veterans. Employers, you've seen what these veterans have done for their country. Think what they can do for your business.
To hire today's veteran, visit positivelyminnesota.com/veterans.
Heroes come from small towns.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I know you guys have been waiting for the end of the show where I give my athletes of the week, but this actually isn't going to be athletes of the week. This is going to be athletes of the season. And now, without further ado, it's time for my 2018-2019 Winter Athletes of the Year. All right, now for my first award, this one's going to mean very little compared to what she has already won, but my 2018-2019 female Winter Athlete of the Year is Calla Frank, senior goalie from White Bear Lake. She won the 2019 Let's Play Hockey Senior Goalie of the Year and 2019 Pioneer Press East Metro Girls Hockey Player of the Year. She had a .944 save percentage on the year and averaged just over 2 goals allowed per game. So congratulations, Calla, on one fine year that you had. Now for my 2018-2019 Winter Male Athlete of the Year, I have to go with Javon Hadley, the junior from Mahtomedi. He was named to the Star Tribune All-Metro second team. He finished as the 5th leading scorer in the state, averaging 27.9 points per game, and he led the Zephyrs to their first state tournament berth since 1961. Yes, 58 years. You heard that right. After years of suffering defeats in the section championship, Hadley finally got them over the hump. Only bigger and better things will be coming for this young man next year, and hopefully he's in a Gophers uniform in the fall 2020. But I gotta admit, I'm a little biased. Alex is a Gopher as well. But we also have an honorable mention. Antoine Kimmons, you can't forget him, the Idaho State recruit from Tartan, was also on the second team. He gets my honorable mention. Congrats on a fantastic high school career, and good luck at the next level. And you know, one thing we never really talked about from last year, Good News Capigal, for North St. Paul transferred to Kansas State, and he will be playing there next year. So big things for him, Alex.
Well, certainly a lot of things to look onto for the Wildcats as well, as they unfortunately had their season end a little bit prematurely in the NCAA tournament, but certainly lots of fun things to look forward to for that young man. Moving forward, April is the month for lacrosse, and we're starting out bright and early here on the 12th as girls lacrosse will play Northfield, and that'll be at Tartan, as the Tartan Titans will play there. The other games that we are covering, Mahtomedi versus Park in girls hockey. Girls lacrosse, excuse me. On April 18th, boys lacrosse will have North St. Paul versus Roseville. That game at North St. Paul. On April 25th, we'll have girls lacrosse, White Bear Lake versus Columbia Heights. That'll be at White Bear Stadium. And on the 29th, boys lacrosse, Mahtomedi and Hill Murray, as two Metro East powerhouses go head-to-head, along with some additional sports that we'll be adding in the weeks and months to come.
Oh, I can't wait for the spring season, Alex, but how was your first show?
I thought it went pretty well. I thought so. Hopefully everybody out there thought so as well.
Yeah, well, that'll be it for SCC Sports. Until next time, have a good night.